Hello, this is Anke Corbin. We are here in London at the Ministry of Startups, and my guest is Charlie Gallienne-Schmidt from Ministry of Startups. Thank you, Charlie.
Hi, thank you.
So tell us about this company that you have and what you're doing with startups here.
So here at the Ministry of Startups, we are providing affordable space for startups of all sizes to grow, give them somewhere where there's an environment where other startups are doing cool things, and just, you know, provide something that startups need.
Right.
A hub for, you know, developing ideas and growing from, you know, the stage where they've just come from the garage to funding rounds and to, you know, growing up into bigger businesses.
Absolutely. It's a pretty challenging environment here in London, right, to find a good space. And so tell us a little bit about what you're doing here with those companies.
So yeah, all over, especially central London where we are now, we've got spaces that are slightly higher priced. That's because the rental market is ridiculous. So all of these companies are picking up spaces and they're having to pay crazy rent and also a crazy amount of business rates. So they're passing that cost on to their startups, where we operate in a different way. So our model is so that we find spaces that are kind of otherwise unrentable in a way. So they're spaces that might be a little bit rough and ready, that we're willing to take on in a temporary way. So we'll pick them up for between 12 and 18 months. And in doing that, we're able to pay less rent, and we fit them out entirely ourselves. So they're not perfect. The toilet might break, but we'll try and fix it that day. But like, the startups know this because we then pass that on to them. So they're paying like maybe half of what they would be paying somewhere else, maybe, or even on the street.
Yeah, but they're in a space. How many startups are you bringing through here?
In here, we have between 45 and 50. Startups. They range from one guy, a digital nomad for example, to teams of up to 25, 30. We've got a team on the top floor of 45, which is cool. So kind of all sizes of startup.
Yeah. Do they collaborate? And I mean, it seems like a very cozy, friendly space.
We try not to like push this and like force it upon them, but we like it from like coming from within. Yeah. We try and keep it very organic. So we bring everyone together once a month, which is generally just a little bit of it's a social, it's a mixer. We put some money behind the bar, and we just kind of, we want the startups to get the same perspective that we have. So every day I see 30, 40 different startups all doing amazing things, which I absolutely love, but the individual startups don't know quite well how amazing maybe the startup next door to them are, especially when they first moved in. So in bringing them together, we give them the perspective that me and the team see each and every day, which is cool.
Have you had any coming in from other countries, or?
Yeah, from all over really. We've got a lot of digital individuals that are doing coding stuff, some, you know, freelance dev work from Africa to, we've got guys that have come over from Israel, and yeah, all sorts. Companies. We've got, there's quite a few coming over from the States to work in London now, startups, but quite a lot of them are from London or from the UK. Yeah.
I heard that you also have a commercial kitchen, so some of the companies here are also food related, is that right?
Yes, that is correct. We've somehow managed to pick up quite a number of food tech startups now, so we've got some guys, originally it was just for our startups to use the kitchen to come down. We've pushed that out, and we are letting different startups from outside of the building come in and use the space to either test on flavours or develop ideas, or even use it as a prep kitchen for selling produce elsewhere. Yeah, that's cool.
Now you have a really interesting project going on, and that is you are expanding. Tell us about that and where you're going and why, and kind of how that fits into your business idea.
So Lisbon came about. Ben, our founder, he has always had a soft spot for the city, from its culture to there's a nice growing startup scene there, and just the fact that there's a beach, there's some sunshine, people. So the initial idea was to find a space that we could fit out near the water, that we could take our startups over. Like, we want to bring them over, and like, for example, you could take some devs over, they could work on product for a week and just chill out, but whilst working. So kind of like a work away thing. we found a big enough space so that we can actually try and involve all local startups over there. It's still very much kind of, we're piecing things together. There's a lot of work to do. When we picked up the space, there were chickens living in there. So you can kind of imagine the types of buildings and sites that we're trying to pick up.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, that place had been sitting empty for 3 years. It's kind of like those type of spaces that we work with, spaces that nobody else is interested in yet.
Yeah. So you actually go in, you do the physical remodeling,
Yeah.
you make them livable and make them a cool working space.
That's it. Yeah. From plumbing to not stripping back things, because generally speaking, the walls are stripped back. Like you go into some other workspaces in London where they've peeled stuff off the walls and kind of made it feel a bit raw. I guess we're lucky enough to find the spaces that are kind of naturally quite raw without, I mean, it's not that we've tried to make them super trendy, they've just kind of come out that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, from building tables to just completely like revamping the spot. But yeah, and always in like a temporary fashion, because we never know how long we're going to be there,
right.
ultimately.
Do companies then come from here to there, or are you picking up locals as well?
So we're going to pick up locals.
Okay.
Which will be great. It'll be really, really nice to kind of intermingle that community with our community here. I love the idea of doing an office swap system. So like if we have a team of 6 over there, they come over, they swap with the team and they just have the same deal. But then yeah, we just want to take people over there and do what we can with the space. We don't know how it's going to grow. We like the idea of incorporating some fun team building stuff, like maybe like there's amazing fishing there and there's great surfing there, so try and get everyone doing everything that Lisbon has to offer whilst they're over there.
What a fun idea. I think that's certainly something we would love to learn more about as we go. So Charlie, when you see companies coming from all over, and you've got companies here from everywhere, what advice do you have for them? What kind of mistakes do you see them making?
I think it's really important for a startup to sometimes take a step back and listen to the founders in the building. Like everybody is having the same issue with various parts of their business. Like the problems people are having, other people in the building will have had. So it's about taking a second to maybe just ask someone or listen to what they're saying. In fact, a lot of people are so engaged in what they're doing, which is, it's great. You need to be focused, but it's really good to just listen to the rest of the team, like the community. Like we're all here together, we're all here to grow together.
That's actually one of probably the biggest values you get from being in a place like Ministry of Startups, right? Is that community?
Exactly that. Yeah. We really thrive on our community. We feel is definitely our biggest selling point. And even though the space might not be perfect, I think that's what keeps people here. We've had companies raising like good amounts of cash, and like that wouldn't allow them to go off and find a very, very nice office, but they've stayed with us and it feels good, and that must be the reason.
Well, I mean, I know when we expand, it would be nice to go where it almost feels like a home versus you're on your own, and that is probably the best way to learn, isn't it? To just ask those questions.
No, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Charlie, thank you so much for spending time. Everyone check out Ministry of Startups. It's online, and we'll certainly add the resources to our site, but what a great, great place for you to land here in London. So.
Thank you.
Or
Thank you
Lisbon,
very much.
actually,
Yeah,
right?
Lisbon or London. Cool.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.